Hello Redders of the internet, Noble Xenon here, and welcome back to another Reddit video, and today we'll be looking at r/MurderedByWords Part 2. Let's get started. The Daily Caller tweets, millennials are so helpless they're taking adulting classes to learn how to do things like sew a button. And the Millennial Review replies, we figure taking a class is more polite than bombarding your kids and grandkids with mundane questions like, how do I delete my emails, my computer is slow? Or, what's a GIF? This next one claims that buying Apple is somehow cheaper than building a PC. Yes, but why? Because it's better in every way, so why not just build or buy a twice as powerful PC for less money? That's not a thing, and I hate when people say this. The Mac Pro excluded, you cannot build a PC for a part cheaper than what you can get from Apple. Prove me wrong. Cheapest iMac, $1,099. Custom PC with much higher specs, $629, plus $100 if you want to match Apple's 1080p display. That's not a thing. I hate when people say this. Prove me wrong. Hilarious. So, Frankenstein enters into a bodybuilding competition and finds he has seriously misunderstood the objective. For the last time, Frankenstein was the name of the doctor. A doctor who built a body. For what is possibly the first time in the history of pop culture, somebody actually really specifically does mean the doctor, and someone tries to correct them. Wow. An anti-vaxxer says, exactly, that's why vaxxers always say, I was vaccinated and I'm fine, and all of us who have actually looked into the vaccines laugh and laugh. By looked into, I assume you're a doctor with a PhD in immunology and you have a lab where you research? Or are you the couch and half an hour of Googling things I agree with is research type? Checkmate, anti-vaxxers. This next one's titled, Reddit Murders Insane Man. Breaking news, California pushes back school start times for middle and high school students because sleep is important and our kids just can't take it. How many years have we all gone through school and survived? God forbid we teach them what it's like to have a job? Retweet. And somehow 6,400 boomers have decided to retweet and 16,000 have liked. It turns out later start time is correlated with higher performance and engagement in high schoolers. Positive academic performance means better grades, which means better suited for college and career opportunities. Clearly this guy woke up a bit too early during his high school days. This guy even links sources and everything. This next one's titled, Screw Off Deborah. I've never been more proud of my country. Teen Olympian overslept, lost coat, said the F word on TV, and won the US's first gold of 2018. Truly an American hero. And Deborah comments, overslept? That sums up the work ethic of that generation. Yes, Deborah, how many gold medals do you and your cat have? Go knit some cat mittens, Deborah. Guys, the judge, the jury, and the excretioner has spoken. You're the a-hole if you stick to your guns on a decision you've made about how your wife should give birth. Quote, I've stated in no uncertain terms that I believe the only ones in a delivery room outside of medical professionals should be her and I. Yeah, this isn't really your call. Your wife is the one delivering a human being and she wants the support of someone who has been through it. Quote number 2. I'm of the opinion that this is one of those bonding moments for us and us alone since we are the ones directly involved in this event. I hate to break it to you, but you're not directly involved. You're indirectly involved. You're there to support your wife and, yes, to witness the birth of your child. But again, your wife is the one going through this harrowing physical event, and she gets to choose what would be the most helpful for her. Quote number 3. I've learned quickly that pregnancy hormones are a very real thing. Please don't say that if you bring this up. Although if you are committing verbal murder, you may want to fix your flair. This picture says a lot about society. 1968 and 2018. And someone replies, yes it does. Notice how the 2018 man is minding his frickin' business? This next one is a poster that says, is it really just your body? My body, my choice only makes sense when someone else's life isn't at stake. And the murderer replies, fun fact, if my younger sister was in a car accident and desperately needed a blood transfusion to live, and I was the only person on Earth who could donate blood to save her. And even though donating blood is a relatively easy, safe, and quick procedure, no one can force me to give blood. Yes, even to save the life of a fully grown person, it would be illegal to force me to donate blood if I didn't want to. See, we have this concept called bodily autonomy. It's this cultural notion that a person's control over their own body is above all important and must not be infringed upon. Like, we can't even take life-saving organs from corpses unless the person whose corpse it is gave consent before their death. Even corpses get bodily autonomy. To tell people that they must sacrifice their bodily autonomy for 9 months against their own will in an incredibly expensive, invasive, difficult process to save what you view as another human life, a debatable claim in the early stages of pregnancy when the vast majority of abortions are performed, is desperately unethical. You can't even ask people to sacrifice bodily autonomy to give up organs they aren't using anymore after they've died. You're asking people who can become pregnant to accept less bodily autonomy than we grant to dead bodies? Reblogging for commentary. 2014 called, they want their jokes back. I saw a guy at Starbucks today, no phone, no tablet, no laptop, he just sat there, drinking coffee, like a psychopath. I saw a tweet today, no new content, no accreditation, just a copy-paste, pretending to be original, like a kleptomaniac. Although isn't the internet just full of people stealing each other's content? Either way, it's always nice when they're called out on it. This next one's titled Meme Bashing Millennials Get Shot Down. To all the school kids going on strike for climate change, you are the first generation who have required air conditioning in every classroom. You want TV in every room and your classes are all computerized. You spend all day and night on electronic devices. More than ever, you don't walk or ride bikes to school but arrive in caravans of private cars. You are the biggest consumers of manufactured goods ever and update perfectly good, expensive luxury items to stay trendy. Your entertainment comes from electric devices. Tell your teachers to switch off the aircon, walk, ride a bike, ride the bus, or carpool to school. Switch off your devices and read a book. Eat less manufactured processed food. Learn to research facts and think for yourself and not blindly accept the words and thought of others. And the reply? Talk about blindly accepting facts without thinking or researching. School buildings are built with windows that don't open. How is that the fault of the school kids? Who sets the curriculum? Last time I checked, it wasn't the school kids. So who's responsible for TVs in classrooms or computerized classes? Are school kids the only ones using electronic devices? I'm an author. I pay attention to my book sales demographics. The younger the purchaser, the more likely they are to read a print book. Depending on where they live, riding a bike to school isn't safe. My sons, who are no longer school age but in their 30s, don't own cars. Many of their friends don't. They walk, they ride bikes, they take public transit, they carpool. Given the relative spending capacity and availability of funds, I would hazard a guess at the biggest consumers of manufactured goods ever, and those who update perfectly good expensive luxury items, are not school children, but their parents. Given that you posted this meme on Facebook whose entertainment is coming from electronic devices again, when was the last time you gathered with your friends to play board games or cards? My sons and their friends do that often. Teachers can't turn off the AC in most school buildings. They can't even control the temperature. See above for comments on transportation. See above for book purchases. Who cooks at home? Who sets the eating and food spending habits of school-age children? Not the children. As the parent of 2 millennials, I am really tired of people my age bashing younger generations. Who got us into this mess? This next one is titled Short But Savage Murder. If they show sports events at bars, why don't they show TV shows? Someone should get to making a fandom bar. No, but can you imagine? Fandom-themed drinks, TV show marathon nights, discounted cosplayers, and special season finale events. Why isn't this a thing? Because none of you ever leave the house, nor are you old enough to drink. This next one is titled Murder Victim's Last Statement is Right, but not in the way they think. The mother carried that girl 9 months in her stomach and then pushed her out of her body, No, the father does not even have remotely the same rights to the child as a mother. And the murderer replies, "My mother carried me for 9 months in her stomach and then pushed me out of her body. My mother also got drunk and refused to feed me or my 3 siblings and forced my oldest brother to cook for us while she was passed out drunk on the couch. My father has fought for us for as long as I can remember, while my mother was busy drinking straight vodka and brainwashing us to think my father was the evil one. I nearly starved at age 6 because my mother was too drunk to cook half the time. I had to dress my 4-year-old sister for school at age 6. I had to walk in heavy snow at age 6 with my 4-year-old sister to a bus stop to ride to school. My father has fought for a long time to get custody of us. He deeply loves us. My mother has never ever done anything like that. She has never nursed me when I had the flu, or kissed me goodnight, or told me she loved me. She has never taught me how to tie my shoes, or how to brush my hair, or how to take care of myself. Yes, my mother carried me, and 3 other kids to term and successfully gave birth, but only has my father put 100% of his life into something that should require 2 people to do." Wow, this one was actually quite sad. This next one's titled, "Are Anti-Vaxxers still in season? How's it acceptable to inject formaldehyde into small babies to create an immune response, yet drinking your coffee from a cup containing it is not? Because in both cases, bamboo cups and vaccines, the formaldehyde is one ingredient in a chemical compound which is safe. The problem with the cups is that when you heat them to 70 degrees Celsius or above, that chemical compound breaks down, releasing actual formaldehyde. Make sure that after you get your children vaccinated that you don't heat them to 70 degrees Celsius or above, and you won't have any problems." Someone tweets, 10 weeks of paid maternity leave in Saudi Arabia. Yes, paid. And you're worrying about women driving? Puts us to shame. And a Saudi woman replies, "Screw you. 60% of Saudi college graduates are women, yet the unemployment of women is 23 to 34%. Most college educated. Compared to men, 6%, most high school. Women make up only a 15% of the workforce. They pay off a lot of their salary to their drivers because it's the only way to commute. Moron. Women here are literally owned by their male guardian and he has a paper to prove it. He can control if and when she studies, works, travels, etc. The moron thinks she understands what it's like for a woman to live under Sharia just because she wraps her head with a hijab. Come live here. You know what? Not even here, because not even Saudi Arabia is dumb enough to apply Sharia fully. She should go to the IS, see if she likes it there. Anyone who says this hashtag is a complete moron who falls for her obvious bullcrap. All she does is defend Sharia and hijab and scream Islamophobia. Damn, coming back with straight up facts. This last one is titled, "Anti-Vaxxer Gets His Meme Shot Point Blank." How is my unvaccinated kid a danger to your vaccinated kid if vaccines work? Well, Dr. Anti-Vaxx, I'm glad you asked. Your unvaccinated kid is a risk to every kid, not just the vaccinated ones. As I'm sure you can recall from the hours of immunology lectures you had to attend, the vaccine efficacy rate varies from vaccine to vaccine, but none are 100% effective, and of course, it would be imbecilic to expect them to be. That is, as I'm sure you will recall from your high school lessons in epistemology and logic, is what is known as a nirvana fallacy. But I'm sure I don't have to explain such a basic failure of critical cognizance to somebody as learned as you. Anyway, back to your little pox rant. As you know, in a given population, the sera status will vary when you allow for the immunocompromise and the inevitable odd seroreversion. It becomes clear that every unvaccinated person becomes a risk not only of spreading VPDs, but also of becoming an incubator for viral mutation, further increasing the risk to society. Realistically though, your precious little epidemic factory isn't a danger. It's his irresponsibly, woefully uneducated, self-aggrandizing parents who are the real danger. Anyway, glad I could clear that up for you. Now when you have a minute, do you think you could see your way clear to back up your ridiculous claims that the flu shot costs 50,000 deaths and chemo causes cancer because people are starting to suspect you are just talking out of your bum? Nice meme, by the way. But why doesn't your velociraptor have feathers? Damn, not even the meme's picture was safe from that. Maybe I should do more of these anti-vaxxer subreddits like r/vax happened and make fun of them. We kinda already do it for r/anti-MLM, so why not? Anyway, I'd like to thank all of my patrons, especially Peter Dankledge and Bionic for being members of the royalty, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like. If you have something interesting to say, don't forget to comment. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. See you guys next time.